Hey going everyone, and welcome to Path of Exile 2 and a new build we have today. So the damage is amazing, clearing all the maps in no time, and we kill the bosses in very quick, and I'll show you in the maps. First we will start with the tree and the skills that we have. So let's go first. In here we will do the items as well as we go with the skills. So I have a Herald of Thunder, and also galvanic shards, and also I have those shock blast round. That is the main bossing damage. So as you can see, it's not that super expensive. There's one item I couldn't buy it at this point. I don't have a currency. I have corrected so many of those. If you have a look, so many of those, I was looking to get a spirit on it. I could not. That is the main item. So if you could get that, that's perfect. Now, this amulet is the key as well to make the bossing and the rare working. So if we have a look, critical ignores resistance and also trigger a bolt. Now this bolt can shock. If you have a look here, the bolt itself, I put more shock and crit stuff to actually get the more shock possible I could get. Now every time I do crit, there will be shock. That is the main part, because this one here does not do a shock. If you have a look here, that will not get a shock. Let's have a look here. Cannot inflict shock. That's the main issue. If it does make a shock, then main damage from the pulse itself, like this is 1.3 at this point without activating everything. So that's 133, but it will go up massively the second I start killing. Now the other reason I wanted the spirit on this to activate this aura, which cost 100. Now you would need 130 unless you put so much point into the herald to make it it doesn't take that much reservation, which I don't know if you will need it or not. The herald is a buff, a little bit will help. This only will help you if you actually, if it does change to the lighting damage, and I guess if you combine them both and you'll have the killing on the sides, it will be amazing. Now, map clearing, you will be using this one. So this is amazing to clear the map. That's 80k. That's perfect to clear the map. I've been running 15s, and that's amazing. Easy kill. This build has like 3 main items. If you have a look here, in here, this one here, all strength will turn into projectiles attack damage, and also spell. Now this combination between these two, any spell will turn to attack as well. So all that spell will go back to attack as well. That is the main key point. Now the spell, you will use it as well for those triggers. So a buff on the top of the buff, that will make it the best. Now this one here, I'm using it because it has high crit, has good int, because this is require high int, and if you are doing strength stacking, you will need that to collect some other attributes from different places. So, and the leech is amazing if you can secure a crossbow has strength and physical leech as life and other damage, attack speed, crit. Any of those will be handy. Now, everything else, you will need to make sure you have extra lighting stuff, the other type of attributes, and the resistance on everything else. So I've got strength on the boat because obviously that's going to give me more damage. And that's cast on shock. I didn't find it the best, so I have it here. I'm testing it, is still but the best will be these and these, if you can afford to buy straight with some spirits. Now let's have a look on the tree. The tree itself, I start from here all the way, everything strength. I took all those points as the really useful crit. Mainly I focused on the crit. I took some projectile speed. I was planning to get that as well as I increase the AoE. All the way he took all of those. Went he attack speed with the speed. That's just something I needed to add. Um, but I haven't actually invested that much on the jewels. Everything strength, some more movement speed. I've got here the shock effect increase all the way. I've got the herald. That's a good point to get. 50 when it's affected, 50% increase all the way. Some attributes to back it up. Then as well crit. Now, when you take the crit, see this is a crit chance. That's it, which means even the amulet when it hits with those bolts, that will cause a crit, which means that it will strike twice if it's crit after crit. So all of that is a crit all the way. We took some lightning damage, crit more, all the way here, more crit as well. And I reached that. You don't have to go all the way here. You can save these 2 points if you have a good spirit, like a 26 or something. Then you can actually take those to reduce the reservation of the herald. Now from here, I was planning to get that as well, because this count as a triggering the amulet, which is going to be amazing to increase the damage all the way here. And that is the main point. Now on my amulet I added something which I don't remember. That one, and increase damage and increase crit, of course. Now that's basically the tree. You will be struggling until you level up, as this is really hard. It's not like a very beginner friendly build. You will need a lot of good items to get you to that point, as you don't have much of health. As the Ascendancy, I would always start with this one, because if I focus to if I put that and I want strength, this way you will save the gold. Then you do that. Then so that's the second. That is the third. That is the main one. So when you put blue, it will give you more crit chance, which means the amulet will hit. Now the fourth ascendancy, it's going to be quality, as it will buff everything. Now let's get tested in a map. So that's map tier 15. We will test the clearance of the map and we will get the boss, and I'll show you how quick that will do everything. The build itself is amazing. Even like Galvanic Shards itself, it will clear everything at no time. And if we can get the actual rare solo, I'll try to hit it. Oh, that's the rare. Yep. Oh, it died, but recharged from. Yeah. Okay. See, all those lights that's hitting, that's from the crit, which means they inflict shock. Let's test it again. The lights. After I kill, I will get the herald, but then when I don't have any kill, which is the bosses, I don't have any now. Let's test it with nothing. All of those, the lights, but then the explosion. So the lights, that's from the amulet, which it will do shock. The second the enemy is shocked, then that will actually start working the pulse. So I have 114 now. let's actually test it again where I have pretty much all the buffs. Now let's remove that, put it again. That's 47 because I have this. Get it again and let's see. I will show you the support gem very soon. Let's get some. Okay, now we have a herald. And that was a rare one. The rare died in like 2 seconds. The boss as well. All we need to do hit with that, and that's pretty much. 2 skills is more than enough. Now let's have a look on the gem itself. So the lighting itself, like from the amulet, I have the shock going to be spread around. I have the +1 because I wanted to just add a blue one. More crit chance and more chance to shock. Now the herald itself, I could have added easy 1 or 2 as well. Because the herald is a killer, you would need to add it. That's this one. That's the main thing. It will add a 35 for a couple seconds. Now you can put 1 there to increase duration, which you keep that for more than 5 seconds. That will turn it like into 6 and something. More damage and cannot inflict shock. Because usually Herald does not do shock, so it doesn't matter. Now, the Galvanic itself, it will... we have put more damage, more elemental, more lightning, attack speed, and the exposure. The reason I put the exposure to just make easy clear the map in here on this one. Now, what you can do as well, since you have energy, that is too much anyway. In the meantime, you can put cast on shock, but you need to know this cast on shock, it will work against the amulet that you have. Let's have a look on the items. The amulet will put the shock. Now the issue is with that, this will actually drain the shock. Then your main boss damaging one, it will not work. And when you go to the boss, actually, the cast on shock, it will work like a crazy. On the main skill for the bossing, more crit chance. You cannot inflict shock because obviously it doesn't do anyway. More like extra lighting and less the others, and attack speed. Now that is the main damage. If I could find the boss in soon, and we will find out what we can do with this boss. Now let's have a quick look on the altar for ritual. Let's see how quick we can clear it. Now I haven't invested much on the defense. To be honest, I thought that the offense is the better. If I kill them just like this, they'll do the trick. If we have a look, we have a shocks everywhere like those lightning bolts, and that is the best. Like the bolt itself. Oh my god, those are really annoying. Now let's have a look actually on the defense stuff. So I have 75, 75, 63, and 30, and I've got that from only 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's pretty much it. Ah, by the way, the lightning itself, you get it here, and you get it on something else. That one pretty much, no, actually this one only. So you get the lightning rest in here. That's pretty much, so make sure you balance the scale with everything else. Now, your only issue is the HP itself. So you will have a very low life. You can't get damaged. That is why I told you on the boss you will need to keep shooting. You don't stop, and because you would have a leech there that actually will give you the HP back way faster than you lose damage. Okay, that's a rare. That's the second rare. Let's pull them to the side. Let's test again. Oh, that's no rare. That's rare. Okay. And that gone. Let's test the other one. So you will need to know as well, based on the shock that you will do, if you want to just hit a normal, like if you want to just play with the support items and make a second skill that just to do the shock, if you can't keep switching, that'll do the trick. Now this is a rare. I haven't actually activated the emergency reload. With the emergency reload, I can kill a boss with one mag and one emergency reload, and that's it. The boss could die that easy. Alright, let's pull that one. We'll try it on the emergency reload now. And that was a rare. Now we have finally arrived to the boss, and let's test it on the boss. Now this is the damage to the boss. I have turn of the Herald. If only give me... You see the shock on the boss? That's not from the main skill. That would be from the actual amulet. One more thing I wanted to mention as well. If you have a look on this, I have added to this aura is like fast forward, so it can switch quickly, especially if we around the boss, and I give her some levels as well. Now that is a 29. If we remove it and put it back, it is. The issue is if we remove them and put them back, it will actually calculate properly on the sides. But if you actually go in here, it does actually calculate every time it does changes. So you don't have to remove and re-put the items. Also, I don't have any leech in here. I just went pure random stuff. So like a damage and attack speed and a crit. That is 200 with that on. That's not including, that's a pure 200, not including the shocks that amulet will do. So the combination between those is what's actually making the huge damage. If you have a look here, those actually not the highest tier at this point. It's only tier 18, level 18. The quality is important. This will give you extra max. And also it's only 4 sockets there for supports. If you added the 5th one and you put more blue or like a different type, which is the best will go with that is the increased damage speed. Red will increase or increase skill speed, which that will help the reload and the full attack speed. So if you change that an extra one into one of the red ones, that will make the boss will melt for you. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you like it. Let me know in the comment if you have any different idea or different like an upgrade for this build. I hope soon I will get the crown with the spirit so I can actually activate both at the same time. That will give them massive buff. As you can see, I run out of currency, don't have any. I corrupted everything possible, but out of luck. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.